Hey guys, so just jumping right into it and just from right out of the gate, at face value, this chapter was fucking insane. Like the action, the twists, the turns, everything that happened in this chapter is just amazing. It's one of those chapters that really shows why Oda is the pretty much master of his craft. And but the interesting thing is, reading through the chapter, there were so many aspects that really set the stage of how we should probably expect this final battle with Kaido to play out, or at the very least, the chapter itself had set a very solid foundation for it. Um, the first obvious thing that stuck out is that like obviously one of the one of the big like recurring things about this whole fight with Kaido is basically that Haki is king, and but even and that Haki is basically the Haki is pretty much the name of the game, and name of the game. But the thing is, I think this chapter kind of pushed forward that Haki that everyone's use of Haki will be the deciding factor between winning and losing this fight. Again, it's definitely one of those things that's obviously one of the more obvious factors, considering a good chunk of this fight already has been everyone has been everyone has been everyone using Haki, but as well as Luffy's like spending a good chunk of Wano like just mastering his armament Haki as well. However, with the new wrinkle thrown in that Zoro might be subconsciously tapping into Conqueror's Haki, this puts him all the more in the forefront of this final battle to me, in a way where, well to me, at least in the way Oda has laid this out, if I think we're looking at a situation where even if Luffy lands the final physical blow, I think Zoro will still be the one to deliver the finishing blow, but by tapping into that dormant Conqueror's Haki. Because even if Zoro has given Luffy an opening, even if Zoro has given Luffy an opening just from that giant gash, he basically delivered to Kaido. I'm weirdly still not convinced that's going to be enough of an opening in order for Luffy to actually defeat Kaido, because the thing is, for me, right now, in terms of the way I'm viewing this final battle and how it's going to play out, is that is different. Luffy is definitely going to do what he's always done. He's going to deliver punch after punch after punch on Kaido, but that isn't going to be actually enough in order to like knock him down. As it's been proven, Kaido is kind of a monster. His durability is insane, and because of that, I don't think it's actually going to succeed in defeating him. But I think what Luffy is going to succeed at doing is actually wearing down Kaido, and wearing down Kaido's will, so to speak. And I think by doing so, it pretty much is going to provide an opening in order for it is going to provide a much bigger opening in order for Zoro to in order for Zoro in order for Zoro to in order to use his Conqueror's Haki, and in order to use it in order to like take Kaido out. I think Conqueror's Haki is going to be the deciding fact. I think Zoro's Conqueror's Haki is going to be the deciding factor of whether or not like Kaido is defeated or not. And I know that sounds like a bit of a cop out in some ways, but at the same time, I think it is going to be a key towards defeating Kaido in the end. And and one thing and one thing I love even more, and I love even more how Oda had brought the whole thing had brought everything with Zoro like wielding Conqueror's Haki. I like how he brought that back around as Zoro's Ashura technique being kind of the catalyst of how he tapped into that power to begin with. Because, like, don't get me wrong, it is pretty nostalgic as fuck in order to see Zoro in order to see Zoro use the Prince Nine Sword style again. But I also remember back in A's lobby arc and Kaku's passing comment how Zoro creates Ashura and Frankie many of his techniques with the pure strength of his will. So in that sense, it only makes sense that he basically tap into Conqueror's Haki in the same way with using those techniques. Like for, Ashura for his weird, even though we haven't seen even though we obviously haven't pretty much seen Zoro use Nine Sword style Ashura in a long ass time. It is the perfect catalyst in order for him to harness Conqueror's Haki. So yeah, in that sense, it's like the perfect. The way Oda utilized this is fucking perfect as far as I'm concerned. Um, with all that being said, though, I feel this battle as a whole has become a battle of attrition. Like, the first one to give out will be the one to lose. And that's where I do worry we've kind of reached the crossroads of whether or not this will end in Luffy's victory, despite him getting back up. Because, yeah, again, unfortunately, as we learned from this chapter, Big Mom is still a wild card in play. And again, just from the way I've laid things out, I do think Kaido would be defeated, but unfortunately, Big Mom at the same time is also a bit of a wild card. So even if they succeed in defeating Kaido, who the fuck knows as to what Big Mom's role is going to be in all this? And as far as Prometheus' idea is concerned, you just know you just know that in some way or another it is going to shift is going to shift the balance in this battle in some way, whether or not it's before or after Kaido gets defeated. In fact, it probably already has. Prometheus probably already has enacted his plan, considering Kid's passing comments about the cloud cover over the island looking rather strange, so to speak. So at this point, I guess where I'm standing is I'm at the personal belief that anything and everything is fair game. In fact, going back to Zoro being able to use Conqueror's Haki, I think Kaido might. I think even Kaido, he might have made the biggest mistake in knocking Zoro out, because I imagine by the time he wakes up, that's at the point where he'll not only have awakened that power, but also become fully aware of it as well. That's just my guess on how I know of the mechanics of how Conqueror's Haki works, because it isn't because, as we know, when Luffy was using it, he wasn't fully aware of it either. So until he actually trained it, so maybe it's the same deal here, where being knocked out, he'll be a little more aware of it. And yeah, just the fact that Kaido is still standing after everything he took in this chapter just shows he's earned the title as King of the Beasts. Like, the man, without a doubt, he is a monster whose durability truly is kind of a wonder in itself. Although, I think just like Luffy, he is also, again, he's reaching the limitation of his endurance. So now I think as far as the battle between Luffy and Kaido goes from here, I think they are at the very least on equal ground in terms of their current strength levels. And although maybe even being generous, I think Kaido is still a little stronger. But yeah, I think more or less that they have an equal chance of defeating the other now. Now, one thing I do have to mention is that Oda has been very conspicuous in the sense of solely focusing on this fight with Kaido, and he hasn't really been cutting back to what exactly is going on with the other Straw Hats. And granted, this isn't something new. It's something that he has done before. But given the circumstances, I can't help feel he's intentionally doing this, because the one thing that's been in the back of my mind with this particular thing is that it has become kind of a trope of Oda's that in the aftermath of a fight or an arc, he usually has some big plot bomb to drop on us. And one specific fight Oda's been very keen to keep in the dark about is the fight between Robin and Black Maria. So unless he covers that fight in the next chapter, I think we can assume that whatever big plot reveal happens after the fight with Kaido is over, it's more than likely going to involve Robin in some way, which, yeah, in that sense, that does make it all the more frustrating that we have to wait like 2 weeks, like 2 weeks, before seeing seeing as how like One Piece is now on break with this chapter's release, like honestly, this is one of those chapters where the 2 week break really kind of stings. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I've got for this review. I'd really like to know your thoughts on this because again, this chapter was just insane. I loved it. It kind of felt weirdly like a classic One Piece in a way. But but with that said, but yeah, guys, that's all I've got. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and Lester Crunchyroll. Death Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, guys.